Yes, Bamasaba Mwenayo, how are you doing? If you're watching this video from Mbale, Uganda, I hope everybody is doing great. My name is Isaac King, host on USA Party. I told you every time you see me, you know it is time for Mbale to shine on the internet, baby. Today, I have a very amazing guest. I'm excited to be having him for the first time.
Same here.
How are you doing?
Super excited to be here.
Nice.
Very good.
Good to have you back home, man.
Thank you.
You've stayed longer than expected this time around.
Is that so?
Yeah, you stayed longer than expected. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still around. I'm enjoying the food.
Nice. How is Uganda? How is everybody? Your
Um,
boys?
Yeah, I mean, nothing other than amazing.
Nice.
Like every single thing. Be it work, music, be it, the exploring Uganda, be it, pushing the new project, be it just like the people and like life overall.
Yeah.
So definitely amazing.
Nice. Apollo, you are here. Me, I know you. But someone could be watching this interview for the first time and they're wondering, okay, now, who is this guy Isaac King has brought for us? Introduce yourself to the people and then we kickstart the show.
Quick question. How would you describe me?
You're very many things, man. I know you. I know you for very many things. I know you for very many things. One, you are an artist.
Okay.
You are a company director.
Okay.
You are a social, rather, what is it called? Tech guy. You're into tech. Technology. Yeah. So I could explain. I could define you by very many terms.
Well, I'm a regular guy. Just an ordinary guy who loves music, who's doing music, who loves Uganda so dearly. But yeah, so they're like, several interests, but at the moment, obviously, music takes the lead. I am a musician, super devoted and committed to, my mission of what got me into music. But yeah, to be continued, but yeah.
Apollo, you live in the US, but you sing with an African soul. Where is home for you?
Home is where I put my head. I'm kidding. I don't limit. Yeah, I don't limit any specific or particular place for a home. But if we're to go with geography, then it would be both the US and Africa, but specifically Uganda.
Okay.
I do call those as my home equally. But yeah, I don't tend to limit myself in terms of that. It's because I'm always on the move. I'm always kind of like working. Sure. I'm always getting things done. So, but those would be the two places.
In comparison to when you left and when you came back, how is Uganda like now?
I think it's improved quite greatly. Okay. I will say, again, since I'm in the industry, I would say from a music standpoint, it's gotten kind of like it's evolved in a way. Is it where we would want it to be? No, but definitely there's been some progress. In terms of the economic standpoint, I would say I think it's gotten better. The Uganda of 10 or so or 15 years ago, it is pretty different from the current Uganda. Again, from an observation standpoint, right?
Yeah.
You can see a lot of development, a lot of brevity when it comes to advancement than back then when people were a little bit closed off and were afraid to try out to try out new things. And
do you feel so much pressure representing Mbale City outside there? Does it give you so much pressure?
First of all, there's no pressure whatsoever. But number two, I am not really representing Mbale. Okay, I want to see Mbale blossom. I want to see Mbale develop from a again, primarily from a music, standpoint, or showbiz standpoint. I want to see it get really, really good and basically champion the country. So then it basically forces to push me to kind of put on the task or the challenge of representing Uganda, because I know with the focus to represent Uganda, definitely Mbale wins in the process. Yeah.
I've seen you do amazing videos.
Thank you.
With amazing audios.
Thank you.
Where are you recording these songs from? Is it Uganda or from the US?
So from day one when I started music,
Let's start with the audios first.
yeah.
Yeah.
So from day one when I started music, it wasn't a planned thing. It was more of I had worked with several musicians.
I remember you used to be a manager mostly, and
Yeah.
you just loved music. You just
Yeah.
loved Mbale music.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Very much so. So there were
Sure.
many artists I worked with in the open, but even way more that I worked behind the scenes with. Very many. And there were recurring challenges, recurring frustrations, but was mostly from a me not getting them, me not understanding them, right?
Yeah.
Now, you're an amazing MC, okay?
Thank you.
Now, me trying to tell you what to do, if I've never been an MC, if I'm not an MC, if I don't have a master's or a PhD in being an MC,
Yeah.
it's not going to make sense.
True.
Right? So those were the frustrations. So then it pushed me to actually, because I wanted it so much. I wanted to see development. I wanted to see advancement in music. So it pushed me to kind of put myself in the shoes of the musicians. That way, if they cry for something, if they are facing a challenge, I would understand. You know what I mean? Like I would
have a feel.
yeah, like I would understand where they're coming from,
Yeah.
and then be able to help. Okay, alleviate that limitation, pain, and so on and so forth. So that's kind of like what pushed me into that. But to kind of rather tie a bow on it, I wanted to do things that if someone else came and they wanted to do music, I could easily tell them, or they could easily see, or I could show them my footsteps or my playbook. Okay, so that's why it all started in Mbale, because I spent the cheapest amount of money to make all the initial songs. Okay, meaning anyone could basically afford it. So there was no because maybe it's too expensive, maybe because you could afford blah blah blah. No,
Yeah.
it was like the whole point is whatever I'm doing, my hope is I want to put footsteps that people that are really serious about what they want to do can basically follow along and do that. And now, as time went on, when the vision or the dream grew a tiny bit bigger, to okay, let me focus on the nation, representing Uganda to the rest of the world, or trying to push the Ugandan music to the rest of the world. That's when I started kind of what's the next step? So that would be Kampala. Okay. I didn't want to do, I can do my songs in the US, in the UK, name it, anywhere in the world. I can afford that, but I don't want to do that. I want to actually to be, this is Ugandan. Yeah, this is Ugandan sound. It could be like a fusion from other genres or cultures, but still it is Ugandan. Now, there are things that maybe we're still getting there. Things like mastering, mixing and mastering. There I can definitely cross the border and have them mastered. So again, people back home can enjoy the music, but also outside of Uganda can enjoy the music as well.
Judging by what you have found here on your return, do you think Ugandans are thinking too small about their music or about the whole industry? Or we could zero it down to Mbale specifically, being the fact that you are a Muma Saba, and you would love to see Mbale artists or the industry from Mbale elevate from just beyond shows in Mbale SS, and we need to get to the level of where we're doing Lugogo, we are doing those big fields outside Mbale. Do you think the Mbale artists are thinking too small?
If I had to just kind of sum it up, I would say I think they are. But what's interesting is it's not even just in Mbale. I would think in Uganda as well, and I'll tell you why.
Okay, let's have it.
Over the years, I had been, quite frustrated by our big artists. When I say big artists, artists that have become household names, where they had opportunities on the global stage, but then guess what happens? When time reaches to cross the border, they get those opportunities, but then there's always that fear of, it's a new environment, which means you have to build a new fan base.
Yeah.
Which means you are going to lose some of your fan base at home. You'll remain with some, but there's definitely some that are going to lose.
So you lose some.
So like there's that phobia or that fear by very many Ugandan artists, and it kind of makes them fall back into their comfort zone of like Nachukubu already. You know what I mean? Like I have my, no matter what, I have my
already
people.
I have my people. There's no need to frustrate myself with trying to dig
Not
into
knowing,
new gardens and all that.
Exactly, not knowing that. They're doing music for themselves, but at the same time, there's a whole lot of people that are looking up to them, and they would be proud, just like Nigerians are. They would be proud if they're Ugandans, crossing borders, and the music is, cutting across the continent, but also across the world.
Okay.
So I would say it's not just for Mbale problem. I think it's a Uganda problem.
Ugandan problem.
If I had to, again, from an observation standpoint, if I was to look at fellow musicians or specifically musicians in Mbale, to your point, I would say the biggest challenge is, how do I put this? Like
you're already getting me to my next question. What is lacking in this industry? You're already getting me to my next question. What exactly is lacking here?
Yeah.
But yeah, sure.
Exactly. Yeah, but the thing is, the challenge is reaching a point and thinking Mbale is enough, like in Chukubye, like, you know what I mean, like and thinking maybe someone's already big because they're doing shows and so on and so forth, as opposed to challenging themselves to saying, okay, so I started out, I used not to do shows, but now I'm doing shows, but now my name is growing. This is Akochi.
Can I try to reach for the skies that are outside in Mbale?
Exactly. Even without knowing how I'm going to get there, but can I actually shoot for the the skies?
They have tried.
But
I think there's just something lacking, because we've seen guys frequent buses to go to NBS TV. They frequent buses to go and do TikTok challenges with most of these kids in Kampala. They are really trying, but I hope we get there anytime soon. I really hope we will. I don't know if it is just the energy we are putting in, because one thing I know about this thing is consistency. True. You cannot tell me that you're going to go to NBS for an appearance in like 6 or 7 months, and then you think they're going to remember you or they're going to remember your video, something like that. I don't know. Maybe it's a thing of consistency.
Yeah, I think it's
or the budgets. I don't know.
I think it's all of the above. Plus, remember, it's not just about the musicians. I think it's the stakeholders as well.
Yeah, sure.
Which includes obviously the fans, but also the MCs in clubs, the DJs in clubs and radios, promoters. It's a whole thing. So you can't. It cannot be only about musicians. It cannot be only about DJs. It cannot be only about promoters. It cannot be only about clubs.
So it's basically a whole stakeholder responsibility.
Yeah, it has to. The bloggers, the content creators. It has to be. Everybody has to have a piece of it. That's why Kampala is what it is.
Here we still have a problem.
Here,
if you're a blogger, you are nothing.
That's the thing. They think they're nothing.
They think they're nothing. They have to tell you that. How can I look for a blogger? I cannot look for a TikToker.
That mentality needs to be done away with.
Okay, kekutebeka nochina mulu juice. Wewe nga Apollo wandiganire batu bakwijukirire kukufuna Grammy oba BET namwe woga na busache wakabawo nga legend wana basati kwa banu museza bamulangiza bati Apollo BW. How would you love to be remembered as Apollo BW?
So I don't care so much how I want to be remembered. Chinabo, right? Ngabe the BET, inaba BET. Ngabe Grammys, inaba Grammys. But who knows? Mugamba gunyaragola. There's no gakeni Grammys nezirikoda chitu chindi. Mugamba gunyaragola ngakeni BET da. Mugamba gunyaragola nga it's something totally different. Nachibone. So kuside yo say right now Chesi manyire 100%. Kukola chini. Kugeza kokutta ka shift muna mu music industry yana yo mu Uganda. Yes, Chesi manyeti nga nachikolere by force kiza kuforcinga ni Mbale kule chini. Bekwenga no bakengana ichiro mwana we nani wemba webugiso bawemba bachibone. So byose byesikola bana bikolere mu Uganda banze ya Uganda okay. Biliko ni impact cases akubako muna Mbale. Yes, bado baza kunzijukirira, that's up to the people, ni up to bigana bibyo as time goes on, over years go on.
Nice. Kuzako mu diaspora Kadambi, you have been in US for like the longest time I could remember. Usuubira oti kyangu kujendesa music mu US namwe kyangu kuzendesa music mu Uganda?
Kyangu mabe kujendesa music mu US.
Kitene.
Systems ziriho kale, processes ziriho kale.
Systems nga China. Mwana nyaba alikubona video eno China yakiri nikuza ku ndege Entebbe airport akiri kumanya da alikuyiteba ati systems China zeso mukulu alikuganikako.
Right. Katano ke kwa example kako Mbale, right? Ngana med systems imbe nikutegeze eti ukola ku radio. Mutu ukola ku radio for instance. Ni aba omuntu gundi ukola nani ukola PR. Aba o artist manager. Aba o
social media handler
over keni na danenga promoter. Because social media handler yaba internal the artist, yeah.
Okay.
Waba ni DJ o waba ni social media handler o waba ni ukuambisa like content best because waba ni security bit bigger, you know, a designer o all of those things. Kataro mutu anyachama ne video byose sana, but sometimes nyakuba sasula ni sometimes nyakuba kwa mamuba sale ko misaka mutamanya
kuli ku systems bas
katang when you have those things what ba kuliko you are responsible for this for that then wamala waba ndi batu bali outside yosako katano ba stakeholders be mu industry nti oyichi ali promoter oba PR oyu but list here but beku radio beku TV banana na ni manager, okay,
bana basengana kwa in his team by the way.
Exactly.
Kita kidi misenye ne
kana no ni kigeza ko kulometi people have created businesses ni companies anze nga focus yawe richin kubitu byese na makoko balirako bi marketing binana nga mwenyanga gwatulire umuntu uli in charge of marketing mu ina sako yo ananika atomera nani atomera
ba DJ
ba MC ba radio presenter,
okay,
and so on and so forth.
Okay.
Wano Mbale kulini abantu bochi
balimu
nenga zi system zikikola kine zikikuguma bulaida itunakubira omuti isimu oba mutu kutimu anakubira omuti isimu oba mudabulire nenga baleke kuchira serious nga muli moti nikutukiriza nani nikutukiriza chituchi oba ibageo like butu bugwagawo bwa overshadowing chitu chandi berenga chiyeda industry oba chiyeda omwimbi yochena kukola chena kujesa waka. Okay. So Mbale it's very possible kaseba to be professional kuba professional Isaac, it's very simple ukola chena sekola chitu na chirebe siringizit okay nyana chifuna muzina kuzenga zina kuzitamu nenga nikuchigana muzina kuzibiri zina kuzibiri zitafu nenga angabere wa zira wagani zibiri kwakola kuchena katano okay kekole zibiri kekongereko siringi ninga chiwe muzina kuzenga zibiri chawere wana ikakutamba nikatano nyafu domo tumagani kama planning amute at the end of it all aleka collection
nibuzi bise sana kina bwesimbone etibatu bandi ganire kukola but nenga I think what differentiates you from most of the artists down here is who's work a budget.
Niye bitch, so when you talk about systems that's exactly it. Kuba usoti deliver
uza kunyala nawe uza kunyala
uni ku deliver kana kaje kulo it's much easier dai we kubana na bachiranga batiana
systems are organized mostly online kata bacho muli nayo ni ba promoters ingeso not ku ground kuli anochi nani promoter Shaggy kuli ni promoter Sticks promoter kuli ni promoter Gundi do you have those people who do door to door promotion ngajende sendongo
nenga kili door to door like physical bia wao the limiting amount,
okay,
kada no they you know chitambisi was the mediums so when I talk of mediums over channels about like okay online
YouTube,
social media,
Spotify,
like as a group social media, then TV, radio, print, achibone the digital publishing izo nizi na medium over the channels za replacing abitu bye kuza buli ku mudyango
kuchijene sendongo flash wene kuza mukatale
which is okay
ne bana basala music mukatale boss
which is okay
wawe copy
Any market iriwo. It's totally
ze
okay.
mukikindu boosu balode.
She's okay as long as ba musicians ni batu bochi ba promoter bana bosizana nga babere professional. Kao chikola chisula da.
Is it more expensive to push music internationally? Mu systems zochina zesu menyagiremo zochina. Is it so expensive namwe it is as affordable as unyala wachikolere no chine Uganda?
It all depends. Chosi chikola china chisinzira ku one nano isa uyowo lwekuba nina ya unya promoting la music milioni akabanga zine zitano nenga ate mu Uganda wadiyo mutu promoting la music milioni 2 bastegere akaba milioni 3 akaba milioni 5
wada 5 zigwawo ngawaso weboyere kumwe
exactly so nianze chiri chicho chino you can do it but it all depends on your budget ngenomere the systems za wangala za guma za creating a scenario yes but bananika agencies businesses bachitegere ni economy na yabange chi supporting bagesi bachibona ha ketandika ona katanonga mutano Mbale anyabo na muzisha na mata muzisha ni china monaga mu future am yuambako can promoter can nano ninga am yambaka mati ke pushing embakira wapola kamukolera busa ngania nanika busa then embakira ko nano embakira ko clientele ishaka registered nga yafukia dale business. I think it's starting to happen in Kampala.
It is.
It is.
But
it's
I've
very
seen
possible.
it. Okay. Apollo BW. The name Apollo BW. Listen, Apollo BW li amaye.
Listen, Apollo BW.
Eche
kachi weko sitting. Kengane mbibi de vige soda.
Bacha mweze kuwangu eli peso. Make research. Make research. Go to YouTube, go to Instagram, go to this guy's social media. Make sure you make research. What is that one thing most people mistake about you as Apollo? One thing people mistake about you.
To be honest with you,
yeah.
I don't know. Like I've made it a point in my life. Kuleka kulininga mawe kusaidia chini
opinion ya babatu
kani opinion nenga like on the negative side of things meaning there is saying so and so says XYZ about me nenga they totally have it wrong.
Yeah.
You know, I'm
it happens mistaken, a lot in this town.
I'm mistaken binanu. However, you don't know why china chi driving romutu yo kuiba samungeri yoda and it could have been a one off. It may be winyukire bubi, maybe inzala, maybe china. The reasons zingali zaganikisa chitu icho oba zakulesa chitu icho,
but so, not in bad faith.
Exactly. Yeah. It could have been bad faith, but me ngesomutu I don't give it time. Kechiwa time kechiwa makulu. I just look at you ngomutu as a human being. Namanye inside you, you're a good person, so why should I focus on kuside yo embi? Kechilifea kuna esulida. Unichigendwa cho lochina you've mistaken me for whatever person or
wapakire chifana nchesu ganembe so you don't care I don't give it energy.
Yeah, like
because wewe imanya
na imanya ninaona amanye tu uli mutumuna umulai.
Okay.
But there's something that probably drove you to do whatever it is you're doing. So keep focusing ako dawe.
Okay.
Nenga sometimes mubaga mobitu like maybe life, you know, kegwese maybe mutaga ni the access yesindi na maybe chamuzibwalira mukadekati achibone maybe abona maybe basatu ukolechi balama chema uibona like you're proud wachina
uibonao yiraga
kechiba chityoda lwekuba like in my case how do you manage gochena kubona batunga 10 mulondo gudwera kechinyalikada. So ubaoni systems, going back to systems and processes ubani system ikuyedako so that wanyalisa umutungo wadi nini naye tanonga is a king. Chiba fesuli ngeni ni batunga 10 mundu kudwera babo mani iweze kweko busa like 30 seconds chikola sense. So that's why like those processes, those systems exist kuyeda ku creating a space chess nandi birire wala na imwana hapo ne omusaba chi takuwa time bichi no chibera just nti ubakolere bakolini systems zikuyedako kukujukiza kukupangira schedule kajiro bona bitu nyanga jindi ubao wa missing appointments wakola otyena miss judging goes back to again we back otyena nge we back otyena you as an MC utamba wenyene. I don't think so. But
I also have a team.
Exactly, yeah. Baba gizako bakuambaga nisirana vitu for you to be able to be successful in whatever you're doing.
Indongo y'Embale ino kina ugikola kufuna mukapesi na mugikola lwekubuga na kuinspiringa bana bali kukola kubanga onomeroti kitu ky'endongo ino kina weweezanga olukubo noti aliwo kinyala kyakolebwa kyesi bana bakali kukola bulaida. Are you in this indongo for money or you are just here to inspire, aspire before you expire?
I do music, definitely not for money, definitely not for fame.
Okay.
Like 100%, none of the above. However, those things sometimes are kind of like a natural occurring. That, yeah, obviously, una things na mamo, obviously, fame na mamo, oba fame yabao, ninga kusaidi yose, that has never been my focus. My focus from day one has been, how does this industry grow? How does it improve? How does it advance? Nice. How does it, now it became a problem when I was preaching. As a king, you're good at emceeing. Let's talk about it.
Okay.
Nandigani kuba MC, like whatever, top MC in Africa. I should get it. Hey, okay, so how do you envision that? Kwaganika. Okay, so let's figure out now your first step and second step. We figured it out. Okay, chinacheza kuitagisa, we figured it out. What kind of people do we need? Connections, we figured it out. I should get it. Now time's come for execution. Tanendo malo temo mwinyao. Indonelemo leti. Mbere ochina nako lake ni ulebula hii.
Excuse.
Ifule kubire naika kunyesa. Ingo bere chiti na chiti.
But China fly akatonyo inikola kumulimo. Ifule is not an excuse.
Exactly.
The whole world out there.
Not, I mean, like minimum of course about to watch it. Baba if like cheni enze collect, but you'll never get anywhere. Ngale kide bit fana get kuingirira. So it's all those things kwikala ni abantu bagali example esina kuba ni mbozi yokutegeera omuntu kine yenesa agana kuza kufigaringa out china chitagisa then chaleka kola chini achitaga mu bitu bindi hata mu mwinyawo chakola chini byabanga bisumbwa mali ne kulometi what ke chikole sasa kenimbiza gako ke kola china ke chikole era pakenza kwa mamu pakenza kola chini nza kuchikuba.
I love your music, I love your videos, I love the investment.
Now you think you love what I'm doing. Now wait, what's coming?
You've not done anything yet.
Isaac. Kalika bonako wabone butu bochi. Butu babusa, like the songs, like for example, of course there are these two songs this nekolele.
Oh, Uganda is a big project. It's such an
Oh, Uganda is not a song. That's a project for sure. But it's still ikubikulira kwa what's coming, like real Apollo BW is now about to be unveiled.
What has been some of your lowest moments in the industry? Should we talk about before you joined, because you have always been a stakeholder in the industry? I don't know if you would prefer to talk about it as an artist now, or you would love to talk about it as a stakeholder. Some of the lowest moments. But man, this industry.
No, I think it's every time. Yes, mbona potential yo mutu every time I see someone's potential and not seeing them kind of like fulfill it or exhausted, that really affects me. If I see someone or I see people and I totally can see their potential where they could be at, and then maybe I even offer
to
help. Yeah. But then the same thing I told you, it ends up not being the case. It really breaks me, that's why that kind of boost or that's what kind of one of the reasons listening to the music. Let me step in their shoes. I understand their pain. Okay. Now after I've done all my things in music, it will be now much easier if I say, you know what, now I'm going to manage so and so, maybe I'm now establishing a record label. Then I will understand the pain You no longer have to explain to me.
Apollo, you're a very smart man. You keep going ahead of my questions every time. You keep going ahead of my questions.
No, I think the credit goes
time.
to you. The way I think the conversation is happening.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
The fact that it's not a scripted conversation. It's kind of like what's the word? It's changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
I
one.
was coming
thing-
to the point where we are saying now, would you invest in the Mbale entertainment industry?
100%. I've done it before. I would 100%.
How are you planning to invest in, or how, besides the projects you're doing,
Yeah.
because that's already an investment
Mm.
in the industry, but I mean for Mbale specifically, or your target is Uganda?
So, like I told you,
Mm.
if Uganda wins, Mbale definitely wins.
Okay.
Okay, I've never been a person who does what utulao for good. Regardless of this music, I could have started it in the US, okay, with already established what systems, but I chose to come back home. Okay, start my journey from home, start my journey from Mbale or Eastern, and then I'd grow into like the national level. If Uganda wins 100%, Mbale wins
Without a doubt.
yeah, that's where my focus is. I really want to see not Mbale, I want to see Uganda on the map. Okay, I want to really try. I want to die trying, pushing like Ugandan music, Ugandan style culture to the rest of the world, so that we can join our brothers and sisters. Okay, from Nigeria, South Africa, Ghana, Tanzania, Kenya, and so on and so forth.
It's one of the things that is still tying us behind as Mbale artists or as the Mbale entertainment industry. Everyone is entirely glued to Mbale. Like,
Which is okay. We need some
Which is-
people like at home, like cook, like because there's some people who like totally do it. What drives them is the
Is
fact
moyo gwengo.
that 100% grounded in Mbale, which is okay. Their goal, their dream is Mbale, totally fine, and
Okay.
it's satisfactory to them. Okay. Now, someone like me, it's a little bit different story. Okay, like I would rather take on the entire country so that I get to learn more. I get to build much more or rather bigger connections, networking. I get to like resources. I would have like a much better sense of resources that I would need to do what I need to do,
okay.
and resources that can actually help someone else. So that when an artist comes and says, "I really want to do music," but now like you can do it. You can afford to do whatever you're doing. But where do I start from? I have a manager, but working with managers in Uganda is tricky. How do I balance my growth as well as like working with with management? I want to be able to have those answers. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Nice.
Nice. Isaac King tomorrow says, I'm tired of being an MC, I want to be a musician. Tandikidewa. Not to just continue with the same routine that's
Over
happening
and
right now
over.
in the industry, but rather, Apol Magezichi, because you don't know the people I'm meeting in the industry, not just in Uganda, but also like in Africa. Okay, I want to be in that position. So everything I'm doing, I'm having fun. By the way, a lot of fun.
Yeah.
In the studio, shooting, music videos, exploring, doing promotion, and so on and so forth. It's a lot of fun, but
Nice.
all of it is I'm in the classroom. Okay, learning as much as possible.
You're learning
So-
on job.
Exactly.
Learning
on-
while enjoying
Yes,
on job.
100%.
Nice.
So
Have you-
investments, 100%. There's no question about that.